What's going on, family? Brother Coasty here at IALLG.com, where we're always building bridges within to explore the world without. And we're here with another tip for today. A tip on how to conquer your goals. Before we get started, we got a special shout out to healthy eating. Avocados and tomatoes, y'all. Make sure you get your healthy food in. Raw food is going to be the best food for you. Fuel your body, fuel your mind, fuel your future. All right. So with that being said, let's dig into the topic today. The topic is all about the tip to accomplishing your goals, right? So before we get into this, we got to understand that just setting goals is not enough. Setting goals is not enough. You have to have the right mindset, right? And I read this awesome book. I'm telling you, I'm going to reference a lot of books because I pull my knowledge from across the globe and within the universe, if you get it. So one of the things that the book really highlighted for me, and it was such a profound understanding, was how goals really don't determine anything. They determine your aims, but they don't determine the outcome. And let me explain, right? So any sports that you watch, and we get to the championship, right? So they're both fighting for the championship title to be the winner of it all. They have the same goals. So what differentiates one from the other? It's not their goal because they have the same one. It's something different. So let's dive, y'all. Before we dig into this, one of the key components is mental grit, mental toughness. And this is something that's going to be developed through failure. Say it again. This is something that's developed through failure. And it's not just failure, but it's through uncomfortable situations. And sometimes, especially when you don't know how to handle the discomfort, when you're not always armed with the right knowledge, you're going to fail. But failure is not the end. Failure is just an opportunity to learn. Okay? So we're going to start with that frame shift right there. Failure is just an opportunity to learn. In order to get that mental grit, you got to go through a lot of opportunities to learn. You got to go through a lot of them, y'all. And the reason for this is going to give you the understanding on how to stand on your square, stand in your space, stand in your mind when it comes to uncomfortable situations. So mental grit's number one. You got to develop the mental grit. You got to do things over and 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 over again, even when you don't want to. Why? Because you're not always going to want to do it. You're not always going to want to do stuff. You're not. I don't want to do stuff half the time, but you got to do it anyway if it's what you really want. And that takes us into topic number 2, or lesson number 2 on this subject on how to achieve your goals. It's understanding your why. Okay? It's understanding your why. Why are you getting up in the morning? Why are you going after this? Why is this important to you? What will it do for your life? Why? Why do you want something? You have to understand that question, and you have to have answered that before you run into the situations that make you uncomfortable. Otherwise, you're gonna quit. I guarantee you, when times get hard, if you haven't established why you're doing it, you're gonna quit. And when I say hard, I mean actually hard, not discomforting, not uncomfortable, not challenging. When I say hard, you're going to quit because you have not taken the necessary time to answer that question on why you're here, why you're doing what you're doing. This is extremely important, okay? So you got to ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. All right, family. So the third part, after you establish your whys, after you start working on that mental grit, and I'm going to let you know, I mentioned the mental grit first, because it's something that's developed. You're going to develop it along the way. Okay. So technically the second thing, but the third thing on this list, after you develop your why, is to maintain this mindset. And this is the mindset. Be unreasonable. Be unreasonable. Let me break this down. It comes from a quote. But this quote is very important. The reasonable man adapts to the world. The unreasonable man expects the world to adapt to him. So the development of the world relies on the unreasonable man. Ladies, this is for y'all too. It's not just for men. This is extremely important when it comes to being unreasonable because you don't compromise. You do not negotiate your goals. This is why establishing the why first is so important, because once you establish the why, you don't negotiate. Why would you negotiate? You know what you're doing this for. Pick goals. Kind of fast forward to point 3. Pick goals that are important to your well-being and your longevity. Don't set goals that aren't going to serve you in the long run. I'm going to tell you why. If they're not going to serve you in the long run, you're not going to be as keen to stick to them. Your whys will not be strong enough, so you will slowly but surely begin to negotiate. The negotiation isn't always with another person. Sometimes it's with yourself. You wake up, you're tired, I don't want to go work out. You wake up, you go through the day, it was a rough day. Instead of eating healthy, you eat crap. You begin to negotiate inch by inch. And you know what they say? You give somebody an inch, they take a mile. And that's very true. And you are often your biggest taker. You negotiate with yourself and you take from yourself. You take away your whys, you take away your goals, you take away your success. And it's all because of the mindset. You begin to doubt the ability that you have to reach your goals. And I'm here to tell you that you have everything that you need. Everything. You just have to figure out what it is that you want. And make it big. Make it huge. For me, my goal is to impact the world. If you guys haven't already noticed, and you're on my page, I'm a master teacher. I teach, I encourage, and I inspire. Those are the traits of a master teacher. Encouragement and inspiring. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to teach, and my goal is to teach at least 1 million people how to better themselves. At least 1 million people. That's my goal, and I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Why? Because that's what I came here for. I'm going to give y'all a little breakdown of who I am, just so you'll know, and just so you understand. My government name, my given name for my mother is Jordan. It means to flow down from. I was born for this. My life path is a 7. I'm the seeker. I'm the spiritualist. I combine the two. I combine the mystic and the method, the spiritual and the material. This is what I was born to do. I know this already. I know this is my medicine to the world. I know my why, and that's why I don't negotiate on it. And I don't always get paid for it. And you don't see, I'm gonna tell you something. This is what people, when you know you found your goals, when you know you found your real why, you don't have to get paid for it. Money comes to you. So check this out. I do it because I love it. I do it because I love it. I love teaching people. I love coaching people. I love inspiring people to better themselves. Why else are we here? We all have goals. We all have missions in this life that we have to accomplish. And if you don't go after your mission, you don't go after your goals, guess what you do? You don't just fail yourself, but you fail the world because the world needs you. We are all cogs in a large machine. And see, the issue, again, I think I've hit on this before with another video, but the issue with that saying is we think of the machine as a bad thing, but it's not. The machine is a good thing. It's just, what machine are you plugged into? So are you plugged into the purely ethereal machine, the earthly machine, the physical machine? 9 to 5, slaving away. You're not investing. You're not trying to find a way out. You're not trying to do anything else. You're trying to distract yourself on the weekends. Or are you plugged into the spiritual machine, the machine that's helping everybody grow, to ascend, to grow, to be better, to expand? Which machine are you plugged into? These are important things, y'all. You got to start asking yourself these things. So just to recap, to summarize, we have the 3 things, right? First, establish your whys. Establish your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Establish goals. Probably that backwards, but I go with whys first, honestly, because you set goals based on the why. So if my why for doing anything in life is so I can inspire, then I can teach, then my goals will be predicated upon my why. See, this is how you build a proper foundation on how to scale up and how you do things. So establish your whys. Why are we doing anything? Why are you doing something? Why is achieving anything important to you? Number 2, establish a goal to help you accomplish that why. And then number 3, be unreasonable with achieving that goal. Be unreasonable. Do not negotiate with your goals. Look, let me tell you, on this path, on this journey, you're going to lose people. People aren't going to understand. People are going to doubt. People are going to hate. People are going to separate. People are going to introduce different things to you. When it does not serve you, leave. And if it does not serve you, cut it off. Be cold. Be cold about it, because you have a mission. And if you're lukewarm with your mission, you're going to fail. If you're not all the way in, you're going to fail. And look, I'm telling you, anything that you give heat to, energy to, because energy is heat, anything that you give energy and heat to that is not on your mission will deter you from your mission. And anything that deters you from your mission is an obstacle. It's a challenge. It's a hindrance. It does not belong. Cut it off. Be cold with it. Give it no energy. That's how you get to your goals, fam. If you like that one-on-one guidance, as always, I'm here. I'm very selective with the people that I teach, because a lot of people aren't as committed. They haven't built that mental grit, and they're not ready to build the mental grit. But if you're one of those people, I encourage you to visit the site, IALLG.com, IALLG.com. It's in the description. If you've appreciated this video, if you got some knowledge, if you got some nuggets, I want you to do 3 things for me. I want you to like, I want you to subscribe, and I want you to share this with somebody. Share this with somebody who needs it. So always, this is Brother 𝐿𝐫𝐿. We're always building bridges within to explore the world without. With that being said, peace.